So I believe we're live right now, but I will go ahead and finish this quick story. So that people can find us.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, they're there. They'll start coming soon. And let's just go ahead and do this.
There we go.
All right.
Wait, we got to. I didn't start.
Oh, recording.
Audition.
There we go. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
All right.
We'll get used to that. All right. Welcome to another episode of the iFilmmaker podcast. My name is Ariel Martinez, Mr. Ceratelli.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jersey filmmaker in the house. How are you, man? You were under the weather.
I was, yeah, man. I'm feeling better. I might sound a little more stuffed up, but that's good because it's all dried up now. So I feel a lot better, thankfully. No more moaning about it. So you want to hear that from me. I'm feeling good.
Nice. So I made a purchase.
Yeah?
Well, technically it was a gift, but it was a really good gift.
Okay.
I got a new espresso machine.
Oh, I saw that on your snaps. There's stories.
Yeah. So for those of you that follow me on social media, I was posting about it a little more than I should have, but I was that excited about it. It was given to me by a very special someone, but man, my coffees are so good.
I saw you have a frother and everything.
Oh man, that frother is amazing. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this on the camera.
I can see it.
That thing is like pure froth right up top. But it's just a layer on top. So it is definitely delicious. The thing about it is it's very expensive to maintain, man. Those pods are like almost $1. So like every cup of coffee that I drink, which I drink a lot, is $1. So I gotta really enjoy every sip.
Well, at least you do enjoy it. It wouldn't be worth it to me. I have a what do you call Keurig?
Right.
I have just for guests. I really don't drink coffee. I'll stick to my water, and I don't know. Very simple. I don't know.
I mean, I also, it's funny because I have a Keurig machine already, but this is an espresso and a coffee maker, like kind of like Keurig style, like the competitor. So I have pods for espresso, and I have pods for the coffee.
So you're getting rid of the Keurig?
Probably. I got to, do something with it. But anyways. All right. So today we have a very interesting episode. I was thinking we would talk about, you know what? I kind of want to mention something. I know I already mentioned it to you just before we started rolling, but I think it's good to see, I guess, my train of thought for purchases for monitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to mention, I guess, to people that are listening. So ever since the Wadapalooza event, I had a revelation about my monitor. So I have the small HD monitor. It's a 7-inch monitor, and this is the light version of it. I think it's a 701 version. Very, very useful. I love this monitor. However, in sunlight, it's unusable. Mm-hmm. I really can't use it in direct sunlight for sure. It's definitely non-existent. And then it's only 720. It's only a 720 by 1080 resolution, so it's not very sharp when I'm trying to pull focus. Well, in comparison to the 1080p version monitors. Right. So I've been thinking about getting a high bright, and the ones from Small HD is basically the same thing, same size. This is a 400 nit. This is a 400 nit monitor. The high bright version of this, same size and everything, is a 1000 nit monitor, and I was actually using that. My buddy had it over in Wadapalooza. He wasn't using it, so I was borrowing his for the entire weekend, and it was fabulous. 1000 nit is definitely more than enough to maneuver in direct sunlight without a hood. So I was considering that monitor as my next purchase. It's about $1,400, and I came across the Atomos Ninja Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at that, and I mean, it's almost essentially the same thing as the Odyssey 7Q Plus in terms of size and weight and all that stuff. And I realized my Odyssey, by the way, it's horrible in direct sunlight as well. It's an OLED monitor display, but it's horrible in direct sunlight as well. I can't. It's basically unusable. It's about 400 or 500 nits, almost the same as this.
Yep.
And I found out that it's 1,500 nits, and it's a much brighter monitor. So now I'm really considering that monitor as my next purchase for the Atomos Ninja Inferno, because I can pretty much get the same thing out of it that I do with my Odyssey. It's a nicer interface. I've always thought that, and but now I'm really considering it because of the display and how bright it is, and I can really, for the same price that I would get the high bright, I can get a monitor and a
recorder
and a recorder.
Yep.
If nothing else, for a backup to the Odyssey if I end up keeping it, but whatever.
It's funny. I went the opposite route when I originally purchased my Odyssey, and I really don't record externally. If anything, I recorded as backup because I had the FS7. So when I'm shooting at that, 4K 1080 internally, I don't need to push that out to ProRes. It works perfect. It works perfectly fine for me. So I should have gone the other route, but I need to now go the other way and get like a 5-inch high bright that's not a recorder, because I need something that I could just pop on that's smaller that I can move around with, because I don't want to put this 7-inch beast of a thing on my camera when I'm trying to go handheld. So I need to go the other way and get a 5-inch high bright. And
I'm right there with you. And unfortunately, Small HD does not make a 5-inch high bright that's at the level of these. So the closest thing to have is a Focus.
Yep.
Is that new Focus that they just came out with? It's 800 nits.
Yep.
It's definitely double from what I have. It's usable to a certain extent, for sure. Direct sunlight, you will have to squint your eyes a little bit to really try to clearly see that display.
Right.
But for $500, it's definitely worth it.
I actually just looked up, because just from our shoot when we shot out there with Zion, we had ICANN had sent us that S7H, the Saga 7-inch high bright.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at now, that was 700 nit. Now, we were in and out of the sun because the sun was going down, so we were in the shade a lot. But I don't remember at one point having to squint to see that monitor, and that was only 700 nits. Now, again, we weren't in the middle of the day, bright sunlight, but so I'd be interested to see.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that much direct sunlight where I need to move around like that. If anything, I'd get a sun hood.
Right.
That's a pain, but
yes. And so I do have a sun hood. I have a really nice one. I have the one from Wood & Camera. I like it a lot, but the thing with sun hoods is whenever I need to move the angle, like if I need to get a slightly lower angle or higher angle, I'm gonna have to move the entire monitor, untwist it, reposition it, retwist it. That takes time, and I rather move faster than that. So the Focus on the hinge that it already comes with, you could literally just turn it up and down effortlessly. So that's a plus there. The minus is if you check out this guy, what's his name? Kai. He's the guy now. He does review videos for CVP, I believe. He used to be the host of Digital Rev, the Digital Rev show on YouTube. Anyways, he did a review of it, and he showed us a hack, because the slot on the Small HD Focus to connect the mini USB is very, very thin, and it only takes a very specific size and shape of a jack, basically cable, the mini USB. Mini HDMI. To fit in that slot. So what he had to do was literally saw off a big chunk of the monitor so that he can put any cable that he would buy. So that's something to think about for sure when getting that. It only uses a HDMI, and then connecting to the monitor is actually a mini HDMI jack.
Yeah, isn't that what goes into the Odyssey anyways? Isn't it a mini? Or oh no, there's an even smaller one that goes, like, for example, that goes into the like an A7S or something.
I'm thinking about micro HDMI.
I think it is micro, yeah, because the
Odyssey takes the mini.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that
Right.
micro
So
one is really
the,
tiny.
the small HD Focus takes the micro HDMI. The Odyssey 7Q Plus takes the mini HDMI, which I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, there's
Monitor.
plenty of room on there.
Right. A monitor of that caliber should definitely take a proper HDMI connection.
I barely ever use that anyways, but
I love my ProRes files, so I really do take advantage of it a lot. And yeah, I mean, it's just something I'm considering. I mean, I might just end up getting the Focus anyways, see how it is. But the Odyssey, for the brightness of the monitor and the I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I definitely want to check this out. I want to see the resolution of the Odyssey. See if I'm really getting that 1080p resolution. I can't remember.
yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because that's definitely. I mean, I've seen the difference between 1080. Yeah, no, it's it's 1280 by 800, so it's basically 720p. It's not as sharp. So with the Ninja Inferno, it's 1920 by 1080. I think it's 1920 by 1200. So it's a much better resolution, great for focusing.
Yep.
You know, bigger image that I can see, much sharper image. So I can definitely be helpful for focusing. So brightness and focus, those are big things for me when I'm trying to monitor my display. That's crazy. I don't have a monitor that's 1920 by 1080. Isn't that
crazy?
Yeah. All right. So today we're going to talk about back to our topic. Today we're going to talk about how we inquire for jobs, right? So I have my main source of leads that I get for my main source of leads that I get for B&H is that I get for work is B&H. And you know, quite often I would say about once every day and a half or so, every other day, basically, I'm getting a lead, which is good. It's a great thing. Now how you pursue those, that's what B&H does. That's what they're good for, by sending you people in the direction of where the work is, right? But then after that, it's on you to make sure that you get that job. You have to bid for that job. Are you on that same boat where you get leads and then
are you saying B&H? Are you talking about Production Hub?
I'm talking about Production Hub.
Yeah, why am I saying B&H? I'm like, is there something I'm missing right now?
Oh,
I was like,
B&H should introduce that. What a fail!
I gotta get on this.
Why did you let me continue to talk and say B&H?
Man, I was thinking like, I just didn't want. I was like, am I wrong? That's what I was thinking.
To everyone that's listening to us live, I apologize. I've go back and listen every time I say B&H. For the last 2 minutes, I meant Production Hub. All right, so
back to Production Hub.
Back to Production Hub. So my main source for leads is Production Hub. They're great at that. I have an account. I have a paid account, one of those premium accounts. I pay like $50 a month, and it definitely more than pays itself for sure. Yeah, Twisted Arc said I'm fired. Yeah, I accept. It's definitely a fail. So Production Hub, man. We get our leads. You use the service, correct?
Yes.
Right. So they're good at giving us like the leads, like pursue the leads, see if you can get this job. Now it's up to you to land the job. How we land a job. So do you want to go ahead and kick it off? See, I guess your method for pursuing these leads that you get from Production Hub or any other place. Like, I've gotten work because people have searched me on Yelp. So Yelp is actually a good one. I've heard, I'm not big on this one, but I heard that LinkedIn is a good place to go to find work.
Yeah, I've used LinkedIn as well. I haven't gotten much off of LinkedIn, mostly Production Hub. I'm also on Yelp. Do you do any advertising on Yelp?
I used to, but not anymore.
I haven't yet. It's pricey.
It's $300 a month.
It's very pricey, and they call me every few months because I have an account and a business account on there, and they're
Right.
always like, hey, are you trying to advertise? Are you trying to advertise? And I always tell them,
What I
not just yet, not just yet.
right. Well, what I did with them is that I said, guys, all right, all these things that they promised me, I would get a bunch of leads, I would get phone calls and things like that, and um, the what I told them that, look, we'll do it, but you know, all right, I'll pay for this month, but I'll evaluate at the end of the month if you guys are delivering on your promise. You know,
Yep.
I think $300 is a good test money to see if that's going to work. I mean, if you just get one job out of that, it might be worth it. You know,
I mean, even at $300 a month for a year is what, 3,600, right? I mean, you could easily get a job that covers all of that. Right. So, I mean, if it works, it's worth it. But I haven't had the balls to pull the trigger on that one yet. And I just haven't had the need. Thankfully, I've been busy enough. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
I'm on the same boat. Like if I was really struggling, and I need more work, you know, I could actually use a little bit less work. It's not like I have a crazy amount of clients. It's just got a crazy amount of work from the same clients,
right?
Which is great. It's a good problem to have. So yeah, I mean, if the time comes, but here's the thing, hopefully the time doesn't come where you're kind of struggling, but if you're struggling and you're going to pursue something like that, you're already struggling
and you got to spend more money.
You got to spend more money.
But the ROI might be there. So I just haven't tested it out.
Right. But in my opinion, I mean, thinking about it now, it'd be the best thing to do is to do it when you have the money to do it. You know, the worst thing that can happen is that you get so much work you can't handle. You say, all right, guys, I don't want you as a client, or just outsource it, you know?
Yeah.
Hire somebody to help you out with that. That's a good one. Facebook, Instagram ads. Yes, I definitely.
We got a question on the live chat here. Do we use Facebook or Instagram ads? Go ahead with that.
Yeah, what I've done on that, and I use it even to promote the podcast, is that I just basically do the ads for the podcast. But for my work, because I'm a freelancer, the way that I present myself on social media is very loose. So I just post and remind people. This is my whole social media, I guess, mentality. I do not do advertising, like in terms of, and I'm not talking about paid, you know, pay-per-clicks and ads like that, but I'm talking about if you need video services, call me. And I don't do any of that stuff. I did it like a little bit in the beginning of my entire career. I quickly found out that people hate that stuff and they don't respond to that. I don't know. To me, I've always felt like, man, this is like such a waste of time. Like I'm literally sacrificing my image, right? Trying to sell something to someone, and it's not going to work out.
Right.
So, I mean, that's my whole thing. That's why I don't do that. And even for the film school Instagram account, people ask me all the time to do paid advertising, which I do, but to a certain extent. Like, I don't like to do like a legit ad where it says, get 15% off and you know, all up on the image. I like the images to stay the same. That's what people like to see, and that's what I will continue to post. You know, I'm more than happy to repost people's stuff if it's up to par to what I already post. But anyways, in terms of advertising and stuff, I do paid promotions, and like, so that basically Facebook or Instagram would grab my image and make sure a whole mess of other people see it. So that's basically it. That's all I do. And so
I haven't done actually any Facebook or Instagram ads. I've not done one yet. And like you said, I wouldn't do it to promote, hire me for production. You know, I wouldn't do it that way. Yeah. I do want to start to promote my YouTube channel and things like this podcast, things like that. That's what I want to promote. I haven't gotten to that yet. That's going to happen this year. It's just been a little bit of a progression for me. So I can talk more on that topic maybe later this year, but I'm very interested in getting involved in that. I have been trying to just let it grow organically to this point, and I like where it's gotten. And now I want to push it to the next level. So I'm going to need that advertising. So, but I'm learning it still. So I don't want to just dive in and just spend money until I kind of figure out what's best. And talking through it like this really helps.
Yeah, what I like about Facebook and Instagram, which is pretty much the same company, I really like that they're very, very inexpensive. Very inexpensive for a lot more people to see it. So it's like something like $20 and you'll have an extra 15 to 2,000 more people actually see your post, you know? It might be more than that. But I think in my opinion, it might be more than that. It might be 3,000 to 4,000 people that will see your post. But yeah, I think that they're very inexpensive. So that I like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So pursuing leads from Production Hub. So the way that I kind of do it is, lost my notes here. So on my notes, right on my computer, I have a Mac. So I use the Notes app. I literally, like, it's very simple. I keep a pretty much already written email on because this is initial contact. So basically how it works, Production Hub sends you a lead and it kind of reads something like, this person is interested in a cameraman or a camera operator or in doing any kind of video work that I've already pre-selected different categories, specific categories that would pertain to me.
Yep.
So when somebody posts a job that pertains to any one of those categories, I will receive that lead almost instantly. It's funny because I've posted jobs on Production Hub and I receive my own lead to pursue my own job. So I think that's funny. So that's kind of, more or less how it works. So you receive the lead, people that are interested in the category that you're in terms of filmmaking. And it's up to you to kind of convince this person that's looking for someone to do this job to hire you for the job over the other person. So I kind of have already a pre-written email that I kind of just copy and paste, change the name, change a few of the core features like the date, exactly what they're looking for. Usually they're looking for documentary interviews, B-roll, the normal kind of shooting jobs that you get. And I call it Production Hub. So here, the last email that I have says something like, hi, Michael. My name is Ariel Martinez. I'm inquiring about your cinematographer needs for January 22nd in Cuba. I am an experienced documentary filmmaker in Miami, also Cuban. So I thought that was a little interesting fact that I'd like to share with him. And I am able and willing to meet your needs for your shoot date. And I kind of keep these very, very short because I know when I receive inquiries like this, I don't want to read an entire essay of people's history of work. And here's a tip, though. Here's a tip, because I'm going based off of what I would rather see when I have to shuffle through all of these inquiries, because I do get a lot whenever I post a job. I don't, as I said, I do not want to read so much. So quickly introduce yourself. Don't not babble. And your past work, I mean, your resume, basically, to me personally, I don't know if other people care about this. Your resume, to me, makes no difference because you're going to have a lot of things there that I have never probably seen. Shows that I've probably have not seen, things that, like a web series that you were a part of. I mean, I'm not going to go in there and search for that web series and see how it came out.
Yep.
Things like that don't matter to me personally. I'm not interested in your background in school. Doesn't make a difference. All I care about is, can you get the job done? And the way that I would determine that is by the work that you have done. So if I'm looking, for example, if I'm looking for a DP for a job, or if I'm looking for a shooter, an animator, whatever it is, I want to see what this animator has done. I want to see what the animator can do. The DP, I'm looking at his work. I want to see the kind of lighting he has put together, the cinematography of his past work. That's it. I need links that can quickly send me to that. You want to basically make your potential employer work as little as possible. So, and man, I'm telling you, I've received essays of people telling me how good they are. That does nothing for me. You cannot convince me with words that you're to hire you. So you're not going to convince anybody with words to pay you to do the job that they're trying to find. So that's it. That little paragraph, it was like 2 sentences, 3 sentences. That is it. That is all I put. So after that, I put in big letters, I guess to kind of headline this, and it says my work. And then I have already pre-selected videos that I like to show people, that I'm kind of, I guess, proud of. And so I have 4 links. It says this is Russell Serber, Abel Trujillo, Steven Ruiz, and Terry Fader. People have done short pieces, short mini docs on. The links, the Vimeo links are right there next to it. Right under that, it says my more work can be found on my website. And then I put my website right there. If you want to see more stuff, just go to my website. But these are, like, I guess, the links that you can go directly and check that out. This is stuff that I've done directly. Right after that, I would, and actually I should change this, but what I'm going to change it to is my equipment. And sometimes they ask us for a list of equipment. Sometimes they ask us for a list of equipment, and and so my equipment, instead of offering the entire list of everything that I have, because I have everything down to like adapters, for the lenses. So I have everything on there. And it's already a pre-made list. It's in my notes as well. I just copy and paste that and send it to them. But anyways, for my equipment, it says I can provide you with a full. Okay, so for this specific one, the reason I have this written is because this guy was literally asking for like a 4K SLR camera. So I put I can provide you with a full list of all my equipment I need if you need it. But basically, I have all the tools needed for this job, including 4K DSLRs or video cameras, lighting, audio, etc. That's all I put. If he specifically asks for a list of it, I'll be able to send him that list right away. Under that, I have my rate. I have my half-day rate, my full-day rate. It says it right there. And then under that, that's it. It says, thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. That's all I put. Make it very simple. Easy to read, easy to follow. Don't make them work too much. And that's pretty much it. I got to say, so every time, if I was to try to, haven't done the statistics, if I was to see the number of times that I've received the job, I would say maybe 50% of the time, I would say. And a lot of that is because they already found somebody else. I guess I pursued it a little too late. Actually, like yesterday, I received an email saying that, hey, would love to do your work, but we already found someone. We'll definitely keep you in mind.
You get the job 50% of the ones you apply to?
The ones that I've sent out. Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So oftentimes, I promise you with this, like I definitely, it's usually, it might be, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. I honestly, like, it's gotten to a point where I send this kind of almost expecting them to come back and say, all right, we like your work, because I've done that, and I've done small little jobs like that. Even if it's a 1-day shoot, literally a 1-day shoot, it's so quick, right? I get those quick jobs, and I would say oftentimes they pay our rate. Sometimes they have a slightly lower budget, and I'm willing to go, all right, let's negotiate. Well, what's your budget? All right, I can work with that, and we'll negotiate a little bit, but they're very minute jobs. Like, we need to go and shoot an interview, interview, B-roll, send us the footage. That's simple. And it literally gotten to a point where I almost expect to get the job sometimes, if it's a serious inquiry. So I don't know. I think most on here are on Production Hub or serious inquiries. It's not people aren't messing around in here. My approach is very similar to yours. I have, what I do is, because I have applied to different types of jobs, because I was on here when I first started and, didn't have as much of a resume or reel or website. I had it, but I didn't have as much stuff on there. So I would do PA jobs. I would do editing jobs. I would do
operator jobs. So I would apply to anything. So this may be why my success rate is a lot lower than yours, because I would just boom, 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 pump them out when I first got on here and try to see what jobs I could get. So I was getting nowhere near 50% of the ones I was putting out or applying to, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
So that statistic is basically based on like my last year, like last year's like success rate. It's where I'm literally like, it obviously it's definitely grown to that very, very recently, where, you know, and again, it's not, I'm not taking math. This is literally a number off the top of my head based on how I feel, how many times I inquire and how many times I get the job off the top of my head. But you're going to get to a point where it's going to be very comfortable to, I feel definitely, I always feel positive sending out one of these through Production Hub, and basically that they'll either come back, and sometimes, all right, so sometimes they'll come back and say they definitely like it, like I told you, but you know, they had already found someone, you know. Right. I just inquire. To me, I take that as okay. I mean, I didn't get the job, but I still stay very positive in terms of sending these out this way. I don't feel that I have. The only thing I would change is if I make a nice video, I'll just add it to my work, you know.
Yep.
But yeah.
So anyway, my like I said, I've done so many different types of applications, quote unquote, that I end up going back in my my leads, leads I've pursued or leads I've matched to, and I go back and find similar ones. So if I was applying for a PA job, or if I was applying for an operator job, I would go back and find one that I wrote to that type of job. I'll go and copy and paste that email and then change the appropriate thing. So it would say hello to whoever, change the name. I introduce myself, my name, where I'm located, and that I can fulfill the job that they are looking for. Then I will quickly put like one sentence of things that are relative to what they're looking for. So for example, I'm looking at one now. Someone was looking for a DP on a web series. So I would just quickly say like my most recent DP work on any web related series I did some stuff for Sports Illustrated or this international liquor company. I would put the name. So something quick like that, just to mention a couple quick highlights. Like you said, I don't want it to be lengthy and trying to convince them through words. I just want to put a quick couple highlights to hopefully maybe they see Sports Illustrated or another big company name, maybe catch their eye with that. And then right below that are links to them. So you can view the links to these, to my work on these projects here. And then if you want to see any more, here's a link to my website. And then pretty much after that, if they request any gear, I will list what I have that they requested, to show that I can meet those requirements.
Right.
I have gone back and forth with putting my rate, because this is my one beef with Production Hub it's beef now. When I first started, it was not a problem. I feel like on Production Hub, because it's a bidding war per se, people are on there trying to get the right people for the job, but they also are trying to look for the best price. So when I put my rates, there are people that can beat my rates. Now, the quality might suffer, right? I mean, they're going to get what they pay for.
Right.
But at first I was looking for anything. So I would accept anything, I would go down to their rate. At this point, I can't do that. I actually lose money if I go and take these lower jobs and spend that time when I could be doing other jobs that I know I could get more money for.
Right.
So now it's harder for me to get my rate on Production Hub. So like now when you say serious inquiries, if you mean serious by they have bigger budgets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do mean. Okay.
So those are harder to find, because there are a lot of, because even look, and I'm not saying I'm not serious filmmaker, but when I need a PA, I'm offering, depending on the length of it, anywhere from $100 to $300. And like, that's fine for a PA for a day certain length of a day. But when you're looking for a higher end DP to shoot with a red and stuff, if you're not willing to pay $1,200 or more, it's that happens on there too, though. People will try to get a $500, $600 day for a red operator with your camera.
Right.
And it's like, dude, I can't do that. And so,
I mean, yeah, I could definitely understand with the red, because that, I mean, I don't know. I gotta, again, I do, like, just like you, I do negotiate my price if I need to. If they feel it's an issue, I definitely have no problem going lower. But I'm not advertising myself with the red. I think that's a great place to be, at least for me. So
yeah, I mean, look, I'm not always shooting with the red. Actually, I do more shoots with my Sonys than my reds. But so I'm not saying that's the only offers I get. But even with my FS7 and stuff, I just feel I get shorted on there. So at this point, like I said, I don't want to put this down because it was such a great place to start networking, to start making contacts, to start getting jobs. As I've grown, and thankfully, you know, as I've grown as a filmmaker and company, it's been harder for me to attain the jobs that are relevant to me now on Production Hub than it was earlier. I'm just saying it's getting harder.
When was the last time that you reevaluated the categories that you're in?
I don't do the PA stuff anymore. Like that, if that's what you're asking. I'm just saying what I started with.
Well, that is what I'm asking. Well, not the specific PA, but I mean, like the categories that you're in terms of like the
searches and stuff.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time that I know I changed it not that long ago.
Yeah, I actually don't even know what.
Because I think I had myself for some reason. It's funny, when I first made my account, this is when I was accepting anything and everything. I had myself even as an animator. Yeah, and I don't do animation.
Yes, actually, I've actually gotten the most I've gotten is animation jobs on Production Hub, believe it or not.
Yeah, so I don't do that. So I took myself out of that. My idea back then was, you know, just accept a job and find somebody else to do it.
Yep.
But I rather, to me, that doesn't jive with me anymore. I just rather do the jobs myself and get paid more. And so I took myself out of that and just put myself on real serious. Like I took myself off of PA. I took myself off of everything. I'm just DP, director, camera operator, editor, colorist. Even I'll put myself as a colorist. I've never had a job specific to coloring, but it's basically because I had a certain amount of categories that I can put. I couldn't find anything else that was relevant. So I just said, okay, just get in coloring and stuff like that. So
this is a good topic because I'm looking at mine now and I have a variety of stuff on here now.
Okay.
The reason I did that, and I don't know if this is a good idea, and this is great to talk through. I put a lot of things down: video production, editing, producing, pre-production, post-production, colorist, motion graphics, director. Like it's all on there, right? Now that could be a terrible idea because maybe people are like, this guy's ridiculous. But I don't present myself on there as a freelancer. I present myself as a company.
Oh, there we go.
So if somebody,
I present myself as a filmmaker, as a freelancer,
right? So
yeah, go ahead.
So I get work as an individual on there, but I'm also looking for jobs to take on full projects from start to finish. So if someone's looking for something to be produced, you know, as far as the creative, the actual production and post-production, I'm willing to take that on too. And either I'll handle as much of it as I can myself, but as I do now with my company, I'll hire freelancers and bring them in. So to fit all those roles, right? And I have my go-tos, you know, for all those things. So I still present myself as a company on there. So that's why I have that all listed. Now, maybe that's a terrible idea. I don't know.
I mean, that might be so. All right. So this is a good one.
Yeah.
I used to have a business, or I used to present myself as a business. When I started my business, I used to be 10 Gates Productions. But like 2-3 years ago, I made the decision that, I mean, I was looking around and seeing all the other filmmakers that I follow, and I said, man, nobody does themselves, you know, presents themselves as a business. So I made the decision to start promoting myself. Me. So I got rid of 10 Gates Productions and it's just Ariel Martinez because my clients know me. They don't know. Honestly, sometimes I do jobs for a client and then later on, after the job's done, they find out that, oh, it's 10 Gates Productions. so they don't they don't even hear about it.
Right.
So I started presenting myself as an individual, and that's literally how I sell myself. And I mean, honestly, it's been a great decision that I made. And I mean, that's literally because people are looking for a camera operator. They're not going to want to go through a full-on agency, you know. They're not going to want to go through a company. At least I don't. I just want to find freelancers that can do those little jobs. You know what I mean? To me, when I think about a company, I'm going to have to pay extra just for that agency to send somebody that I'm going to then pay that person. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about when I have to hire someone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go through a middleman, which I believe a middleman would be an agency, you know, or a company. I just want to find someone direct that does this for a living. And those are the works that I'm pursuing. Those are the jobs that I'm pursuing. Kind of like that. So, I mean, sometimes I'll pursue a job that they're asking for a crew of people. Quite often I usually don't get, I think I've done that twice. I won't get those. But you know, and there's some jobs that I don't even decide to pursue at all. There's a lot of those, by the way, that I don't decide to pursue because I just don't feel that either they won't have the money or it's just not the job that I'm interested in doing.
Right.
You know, an example of this. Oftentimes we only need it for 2 hours, you know, and that's kind of an indicator to me that they don't have a budget.
Yeah.
So, you know, that whole, when I tell you 50% of what I pursue. So I do get a lot of leads, but that does not mean that I pursue all those leads. So that might help with your understanding of how I get the jobs. But again, the jobs that I pursue are jobs that I can see clearly by the description that is something that it is for me. It's right up my alley. So, and they've made no kind of indication that they have a small budget. So why not? Let me give them the benefit of the doubt. Let me just send off the email. It takes 2 seconds.
Right.
But then, yeah, there's jobs that I'm just not interested in. They're talking about being there just for 1 hour or 2 hours, or it's in Tampa, Florida. You know, if they have the budget, I'll travel wherever you want me to go. But yeah, it's not in my best interest. Sometimes I feel, so I just don't pursue those.
Yeah. Well, I might have to rethink my strategy here, but I mean, again, thankfully at this point, I don't need to be on there daily like I used to be. So I haven't rethought that recently, but it's something I should consider.
I'm going to have to move things around here also, because now I just signed into mine. First of all, it says 80% completed. So I got some things.
Mine's is 95.
Oh man. See,
I've had that forever like that. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
I just completed everything. I don't know that I did it right, you know?
Right. So here I have some old videos that I forgot that I had uploaded. I'm going to have to remove those and add the ones that I'm like currently kind of showcasing as my highlights, not my highlights, but my highlighted videos, featured videos basically. So I'm going to have to kind of update all this stuff. But anyways, even with that, like I'm still getting I'm getting the inquiries that I want, kind of, sort of. So I promote myself as a videographer, filmmaker. Basically, I can get the job done. Look at my work. Simple as that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's essentially it, man.
Let me mention one more. Now, I've never personally gotten a job off here, but I've always been very interested in it. And I think this is really great for freelancers, is StaffMeUp. Have you ever been to StaffMeUp.com?
Oh my goodness. Please teach me on this. So I had a friend of mine that recommended StaffMeUp, and I do get inquiries. But I'm so lost in how to inquire with these jobs. I mean, okay, go ahead.
There is, like, I think you can inquire on a certain amount or certain ones for free. But there's a paid, premium version as well.
I paid that. I think I paid like $200, and I'm not even using it.
Now, like I said, I've never gotten a job on here, but I've browsed it many a time, and they are Generally, they are generally much lengthier jobs. So for freelancers,
Yes.
if you're looking for a job to hang on to like for months at a time, because
Yeah.
I pulled it up real quick. I just opened it up and I see, you know, you can do this anywhere in any city, but you know, they need a writer in New York for 3 months. They need a
Yeah.
producer in Los Angeles for 9 weeks, which is, you know, just over 2 months. Assistant camera in Boston for 4 days. So sometimes they're not that long, but some of them, one of them here I see is full time, you know, so they have lengthier 25 weeks, 15 weeks, you know, field producer, associate field electrician. They have it's all production. StaffMeUp, it's all production. You can post jobs, you can apply for jobs. It's pretty cool if you're into film, TV, digital media, entertainment, that type of stuff. But again, I don't know the strategy of trying to get these jobs because I've never done it. But they offer really cool stuff. And you could even search, I think you can even search the type of job it is besides like the job you will be doing, like, you know, camera operator, producer, whatever. You can see here in the description, it's like internet reality, you know, USA reality TV doc, live event, corporate, Lifetime reality TV docs, TLC, Fox Sports. It's a lot, Vice. There's History channels. There's a lot of TV stuff on here, which is cool.
Yeah.
Food Network, Oxygen. Someone's looking for Sizzle Reel, VH1, MTV. I mean, literally, I haven't even scrolled down a full page, and all this stuff I mentioned is on here. Now, these are in all different cities, what I'm looking at, but you can pull up your city, and it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat site. So yeah, if you don't take on multiple jobs at one time, and that's why I can't go on here and do this, because I take on multiple clients. But if you're one to lock on to a client for an extended period of time and maybe looking to get a full-time job with them or things like that, where you can go from a lengthier period freelance job to another lengthier period freelance job, this is the site for you. And it's pretty cool.
Well, so here's my thing with StaffMeUp, and I haven't had, thankfully, again, good problem to have. I haven't had the need to come here and really dive into this stuff because it seems kind of complicated to me. So for example, there's one camera operator job. It's for a reality TV documentary, right up my alley. It's for a week long. Great. It also says you will rank 55th out of 57 people who have applied for this job. I'm like,
where does it say that?
It says it right here, like right under it. When I click on details, it's like a drop down thing.
Oh, let me try to find that details.
It says you will rank 55th out of 57 people who have applied for this job, which is fine. I mean, whatever. It says your rank is boosted by the credits on your profile, your experience in similar positions, and your experience in the same department.
Wait, you're logged in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm logged in here to my account. Like I told you, I already paid like a year-long subscription to this thing, and I'm not even using it. It says you have not yet worked for the company that posted this job. You do not have any mutual connections to the job poster. I mean, this is like, damn, like it literally kind of discourages me to pursue this.
Well, I think that's one thing with like TV work is a lot of it's unionized for one, and you get hired by the same people, and it's just, you have to get your foot in the door. So yeah, I think that's what that you might be experiencing. You know what I mean?
Probably. It says Los Angeles-based production company looking for a local camera operator available to shoot near South Miami Beach, Florida. This will be a development presentation that will, whatever. It's for basically a week long. It says FS7 is a must. You know, if I was to get jobs like this all the time, I would obviously get an FS7 because I know that they ask for those a lot. I have pursued several jobs here before. Not, you know, my success rate is 0. I guess, I don't know. I guess I have to get that first job and see how this goes. But I have heard the same thing, though. I have heard that StaffMeUp is a good place to go. But I guess I have to have my foot in the door or something. Have jobs here so that I can say, look, I've had a job here.
Yeah.
I guess the little quick shoots that I get all the time from Production Hub are just like, you know, one-offs, you know?
Yeah.
But these are people that are basically in the same industry, in the same realm.
Yep.
Of filmmaking and production. So
yeah, I would like to snag something on here just to see how it works and make some more connections. I haven't been on here in a while. I need to browse a little more.
Gotta check that out. All right, so let's go ahead real quick to this live feed. These people have been talking, asking questions.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, we have not ignored you guys. So it says one of the questions from Dean Christie says, "What are your thoughts on Thumbtack?" I haven't used Thumbtack. I've heard of it. I've heard that people are there. Maybe I should get myself there to see how that works. But I haven't used Thumbtack. I've seen their commercials, which leads me to believe that I guess they're a well-known. I think it's an app, or maybe might be just a full-on website. But
I haven't design and web. I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it now. It looks pretty cool. Looks well laid out.
Yeah.
There's a photography section.
So is it for creative individuals?
It looks like it's very varied. It says some of the categories are home improvement, pets, wellness, business, events, lessons, design and web, legal, personal, photography, repair, and tech. So it looks pretty versed.
Oh, it's kind of like a Yelp.
Yeah, but
for jobs, like an Angie's List type deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I've found much more success leaning towards the sites that are production based.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, what this next one here? So Max Digital Studio is asking. Let's see. He was asking about a rate.
Yeah, and he's. Oh, let me read through here. It's hard to talk and read.
Yeah, we're good.
Also, I see here, I can't get my eyes off where he's saying camera operator for $12K a day is good. $12K a day is phenomenal. I don't know if he meant 1,200 a day.
I think he meant 400 a day. 12,000 a day is not.
I think he meant 1,200 a day because that's about what I was talking about.
Right. In terms of compared to what the camera is costing, I mean, if you're in the red realm, then yeah, you have to take that into consideration. But I would not like, if I was to purchase, like, let's say an FS7, which it's a more expensive camera than the FS5, my rate's not going to go up. It's going to stay the same. The only reason for me purchasing even a $10,000, $12,000 camera would be to get better jobs.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. But my rate, not just better jobs, more jobs, basically. I can bust out with an FS7, or I can bust out with, anything, and even with the Red Raven, the $10,000 to $15,000 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open to other jobs, but usually my rate at this point, my rates, I mean, companies are only willing to pay so much, that raising your price, more is really not, I mean, you can charge more, but you're going to get less, pretty much the same amount of jobs, or you can keep your, as for me, my rate the same, and just get more jobs. I think that would be, beneficial. But
yeah, I go back and forth with that sometimes. Right. Like I'll shoot pretty much for my rate. I'll shoot anything with any of my 3 Sonys, one or all of them on the shoot if they want. FS7, FS5, A7S, like whatever they need to make the shoot work. That's what my rate covers, including sound and light, like a basic lighting kit, right? That I need to get the job done. If it is a Raven shoot, if it's like just the Raven and we want to just have one red on set, I usually keep the same rate. Although, see now combining all those is probably about the same price as the Raven. The Raven sounds a lot cheaper. And when you get that kit that they offered with Apple, it's 15 to 16,000, depending on if you're dealing with taxes or not. And then if you're going to get another card, that's another like a big card to like store your footage, obviously, is another 1,800. There's, it does come with a lens, but if you're adding any other lenses, it closes in on 20 grand when you're taking that on a shoot. Same thing if you're taking an FS5, FS7,
right,
A7S. So that's all about the same. So I don't really change it for that, but it does. And I know this isn't the best way to operate, but
right.
Or maybe it's just good business, or maybe it's bad business, but it depends who I'm working with. If I'm working with corporate America, I know they have the money. So my rates are going to change when I'm working with them. But if I'm working with the guy who wants to make a music video and is a creative like me, and I can save him a couple bucks, I will, you know? So
Right.
it does depend.
Oh no, yeah, I do the same. Burger King, FIU, I'm charging. But yeah, I've done the same thing. Music videos, I'm gonna have to negotiate with this person. I mean, I'm not doing anything anyway, so might as well just do a project and get paid for it. And and of course that's a great way to operate. So I had some good advice recently from I guess a mentor of mine that he goes to my church, but he's also like, he is a business genius. You know, he has a huge business. You know, the guy knows his stuff. And I kind of had him assess my business, my whole structure and everything. And he kind of like, I guess, congratulated me. And the only thing that he actually gave me, like in terms of advice, is just stay busy, you know, especially right now. You know, I don't have a wife and kids and stuff and expenses like that to pay for. Just stay busy. You know, even if people can't pay your rate, go lower if you need to. You're not doing anything anyways. Just get that job, you know? And it's kind of like that. That's kind of how I sort of, you know, handle my business in terms of charging people, getting jobs, not getting jobs. Obviously, I'm not going to go and, you know, friends ask me all the time, or people ask me, hey, you know, people that have referred to me to other people, and I get a call, hey, I'm getting married, can you do my wedding? And I just know that their budget is like $200, and I'm like, I'll find somebody else for you. And so that's basically how I handle that. But I'm talking about the, you know, people that can at least pay $500-$600, even though that's not my rate at all. But, you know, in terms of for a full day rate, you know, I'm like, okay, sure, let's do it. You know, what do you need? You know, I'm not doing anything else that day, so might as well.
Right.
So yeah, StaffMeUp is also a good one. And so, I mean, I definitely would like to check it out more. It would be nice to get jobs that are like multiple days shooting, and seeing what that's like, you know, things where it's kind of, it's not a permanent job, but it's not just a one-off either.
Yep.
So it's that kind of in between. So that's it for today, man. I think. Do you have anything else to add, or?
No, that was awesome. That was good stuff for me too. It was nice to talk through.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to go in, and I kind of want to. My goal for this now is just to go back to my production hub profile and kind of finish it off.
Yeah, I'm
only at 80% completed. Kind of forgot about that, but I mean, I've been so comfortable that I mean, I haven't felt.
Yeah, if it's working, it's working.
Changed. All right. Well, thanks everyone that joined us live on this episode. We really appreciate that. We love the feedback. We love the back and forth. If you guys want to continue to get these notifications, if you want to get these notifications when we go live, make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel at iFilmmaker on YouTube, iFilmmaker podcast. And don't forget to follow us on social media. There's also a YouTube channel for Jersey Filmmaker. Go check that out. We're also on social media, iFilmmaker, podcast, arielmartinez.tv, Jersey Filmmaker, all that stuff. So check us out there. If you're on iTunes listening to this, we definitely appreciate a review. That would definitely help us with the analytics. A lot of you guys have already done that. We definitely appreciate that. So thank you guys for listening. Mr. Saratelli, I'll see you on the next one.
Later, guys.
Later.